Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren is with us now exclusively. She has positioned herself as a leading voice of the Trump opposition, and she's written a brand new book. It's called This Fight is Our Fight. Senator Warren, nice to see you. Good morning.
It's good to see you.
Why don't we start with this congressional race down in Georgia in the 6th District. That seat's long been held by Republicans. If Jon Ossoff can manage to win there, Senator, is it more than just a one-off? Do you see it as Democrats having a path back from a very battered state?
I think that the real energy right now is on the Democratic side and the independent side. It's people who say, I want to make my voice heard. You know, I wrote this book about the long arc, about how America once invested in a middle class, built a middle class, strengthened a middle class, and then how trickle-down economics came along and really took the legs out. But where the book ends, it ends on the note of how we get engaged. And I think that's what's going on in Georgia. People are getting engaged. Democracy is no longer something that happens once every 4 years or even once every 2 years if you pay close attention. Democracy is what's happening out there all the time now.
Let's talk about tax day.
Yep.
The president, of course, coming under fire again for not releasing his tax returns, but his logic is pretty straightforward. This was an issue in the campaign. I won the campaign. Issue over.
No, the issue is not over. He promised during the campaign that he would reveal his taxes. In fact, how many clips have you got here? He would reveal them after this. He would reveal them after that. Oh, then he'd put it off.
Finally, do you think he ever will?
I don't know, but I'll tell you this. I think that people are going to keep demanding it, and they're going to keep demanding it and making their voices heard on this. Look, why is it the case that people at the very top should get a bunch of tax breaks, should be able to hide their business dealings, when everybody else pays, everybody else gets out there and makes our roads and bridges work, makes our schools work? Let's see what Donald Trump is up to.
This book is all about taking the fight to Donald Trump.
Bet.
Yes, but in recent days, he's actually done a 180 on a host of issues. I mean, I could name them on Putin, on China's currency policy, the Exim Bank. It goes on and on and on. Do you look at that, NATO? Do you look at that as a sign of improvement? Are you willing to give him credit for that?
Actually, let me frame this slightly differently, kind of the way I talk about this in the book. The real question here is, who does government work for? Does government once worked for hard-working families? Government once worked for the middle class? What's happened since about the 1980s forward is that a handful of billionaires and bankers and folks, CEOs of giant corporations, seized our government and have made it inch by inch work better and better for those at the top.
But you know, it's interesting you say that. That has been your fight throughout your career.
Yes,
you've been reaching out to the little guy, to the middle class, the person who doesn't seem to catch a break. And Donald Trump beat you at your own game and other Democrats in this last election.
You know, so here's what Donald Trump did. He figured out people are angry. And they're right to be angry. They're angry because their kids can't get an education without getting crushed by student loan debt. They're angry because their kids don't graduate into good jobs in this economy. They're angry because people can't retire with dignity. The difference is that what Donald Trump then did is he said, well, it's their fault. It's somebody else. He attacked other groups. And what he's now done is he's put a bunch of billionaires and bankers in charge who are making every part of that worse.
In the past, you've said all of this about Donald Trump, and there's more. You've described him as dangerous, unfit to lead, divisive, dishonest, said he embraced bigotry, hook, line, and sinker, and you go on and on. In November to Rachel Maddow, you said, however, if we can find common ground, count me in. I'm ready to put aside all that if Donald Trump will advance the kinds of policies, kinds of measures that can be helpful. 89 days in, Senator, which Elizabeth Warren is sitting in front of me? The one who thinks all of those other things about Donald Trump, or the one who wants to work with him?
It's both, because for me, this isn't about Donald Trump. This is about the people of America. I will get out there and fight for them. So Donald Trump said during the campaign that he was willing to break up the big banks, Glass-Steagall, separate investment banking from ordinary checking account, savings account banking, make the system safer. He said he was. I already have a bill on that, a bill with Maria Cantwell, John McCain, and Angus King. So my view is, come on, Donald Trump, you want to do that? Let's do the bill. Your economic advisor has said that it would be a good idea, Gary Cohn. I'm there to do it because Donald Trump in many ways is not the core issue. The core issue is how we get this government to work for the American people. What this book is about getting people in that fight and making our voices heard.
And Senator, a lot of people were saying what this book is about is launching the presidential campaign of Elizabeth Warren. Now, it's tradition to be coy about that in Washington, but where's your mind about that right now? Are you 50-50, 80-20? Where do you stand? Are you likely to run?
This is not what I'm doing. This is my 11th book. My life's work is about what's happening to working families across this country.
Okay, but did you say no, not likely to run?
I am running in 2018 for senator from Massachusetts. I am deeply blessed that the people of the Commonwealth sent me to Washington to fight for them. And that's what I'll keep on doing.
Because a lot of people are already printing up those bumper stickers for 2020 that say she was warned, she was given an explanation, nevertheless, she persisted. Okay, you're not biting, I get it.
Let the transcript reflect silence.
Silence there.
Senator,
it's nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Good to be here.
Appreciate it.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.